Hello. So this time I thought I will change the topic a little bit, and instead of twins, I'll talk about excessive daytime sleepiness. Maybe I'm talking about it is because lots of people that I see, some who are retired, some who are not retired, like to take afternoon naps or siesta. Just to give you some general information and probably talk about narcolepsy or idiopathic hypersomnolence, which is excessive daytime sleepiness of unknown reasons. So let's start with first the hypersomnolence, which means excessive daytime sleepiness. Lots of people do an afternoon nap and there is nothing wrong with it, nor is it abnormal. The commonest cause of daytime excessive sleepiness, where you feel like sleeping, is insomnia or inadequate sleep at night. One of those two. Most of the Americans don't get enough sleep because they're watching TV or they are engaged in parties or weekenders or because they have to wake up early and go to the work, etc. So the true lack of adequate sleep is probably the commonest reason why people have excessive daytime sleepiness. The excessive daytime sleepiness could be subjective, but could be quantified or objective. So there are several different mechanisms by which we can measure the excessive daytime sleepiness. One of them, which is commonly done for sleep studies, is called Epworth score, EPWORTH score. So there are 6 questions, and each question has answer ranging from 0, which means never, to 3, which means always. And this is a simple questionnaire that tells us whether you are sleepy or not. So the questions are like, do you fall asleep watching TV? Do you fall asleep reading a book? Do you fall asleep while stopping at a traffic light in your own car? Do you fall asleep when traveling, say, 1 hour as a passenger and you fall asleep? Do you fall asleep in a meeting? And do you fall asleep while talking to someone? So these are the 6 different questions. I think I covered all 6. And each one will have an answer, whether never, 0, always, 3, and 1 and 2 are in between, whether sometimes, most of the time, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of subjective, but definitely leads to an objective answer. Average score should be less than 10, maybe less than 9. Scores like 15, 16, 17, 18 are very high and they need further workup. Now you have to realize that a lot of us, or a lot of patients, a lot of Americans are on a number of medication. The pain medications, which contains narcotics, the anxiety medications like Valium type of drug, diazepam group of drug, Xanax, Ativan, lorazepam, alpha, these kind of drugs will also cause drowsiness. Things containing codeine and hydrocodone and morphine and fentanyl, all the narcotics that have been in picture in recent days, will also cause drowsiness. So sometimes the medications do lead to drowsiness. There are other medications that can cause similar problems, even though they are neither narcotics nor diazepam or Valium related. So one has to know that this may be right after taking the medicine. Cough syrup, especially codeine containing cough syrup, will cause drowsiness. So one has to analyze that. One has to also look at the nighttime hours of sleep. Somebody who wakes up at 5 o'clock because they have to leave house by 6 o'clock and go to bed at 11 o'clock are getting probably inadequate sleep. 7-8 hours sleep is good. If you're still sleepy after taking an adequate sleep of 7 hours, minimum 6 hours, then there is something wrong. And especially if it is unrelated to the medicines or use of medicine, then it needs to be worked up. So the combination of inadequate sleep, which may be due to insomnia, which means you can't fall asleep, or your sleep is disturbed because you're going to the bathroom for urination, or because you have a generalized body ache, or you have an anxiety, or adjustment to the existing problems in your life. That's the insomnia that could contribute. Obstructive sleep apnea that I talked in my previous videos, which causes disturbed sleep, where your brain wakes up frequently during the sleep, causes also inadequate sleep, and that leads to a daytime sleepiness. And then there are other conditions other than medicines, which is called either a narcolepsy, which is uncontrollable sleep disorder or excessive sleeping, and the other one is hypersomnolence without narcolepsy or idiopathic, which means we don't know the cause of it. These two are not very common. That means neither there is no cause or it is due to narcolepsy in the general population. But we do see that, and they're worth talking about it probably in my next video. But if somebody has simple insomnia, certain sleep adjustment can be done, and sleep duration could be improved. One of the common mistakes that many of us do, and this is what I'm addressing today, is looking at a TV screen in your bedroom, or a computer screen in your bedroom, or your phone screen in your bedroom. The light exposure is one of the best stimulant to adjust the sleep timings. So we have two dependent systems, one which is melatonin, which causes you to be groggy, and a light exposure in the morning, which causes you to be awake. So there is a circadian rhythm and there is a melatonin secretion. As we age, the melatonin secretion goes down. So a lot of people that I see, we advise taking melatonin in a small dose, something like 0.5 milligram to maybe 3 milligram for helping the sleep. But as we age, the melatonin secretion goes down, which could contribute to the insomnia. But the light exposure changes your circadian rhythm pattern, and this leads to insomnia also. So it is not a good idea to be watching TV just before you go to sleep, working on a computer before you go to sleep, or looking at your iPhone or phone and checking the emails and the text messages and WhatsApps and videos, because this causes your brain to be exposed to the light, and that light stimulates in such a way that you're not going to fall asleep very easily. Taking stimulant, caffeine, which is in coffee, tea, Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, lots of soft drinks have caffeine. Caffeine stimulates awake or alertness. And if you take it within short periods of your suggested sleep time, you're going to be awake and cause insomnia. Doing an excessive exercise within 2 hours of your sleep. This also stimulates lots of changes in your body, hormones or chemicals, and they do not allow you to sleep. So these are some pointers for what is called good sleep hygiene. Use your bedroom only for the purpose of sleep. Do not watch TV, check computer, or check your phone before you go to sleep. Do not take caffeine-containing drinks, and do not exercise within 2 to 3 hours of going to the bed. I'll be talking about narcolepsy next time and how to diagnose, what are the symptoms. Hope you enjoy this. Thank you for watching. If you like, please subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.